So I have to say, for supervision wise, I'm not a very nice lecturer, because I am quite famous for being impatient and quite tough on my master students, especially the girls. Sometimes they start to cry and all that, because I keep on kicking back their word, you see. So if your requirement is just to get a pass, so it can be a bit stressed to be under me, lah. I have to be honest, lah, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds very tough, Doc.
But you all are masters by coursework, lah. Masters by coursework, normally I will tone down my requirement a little bit, lah. If you're masters by
Very good.
research, then I will be a bit more tough on you, lah. Yeah. Okay. Especially on the literature review and all that. Yeah. So let's talk about the topic.
Okay.
Roland, you say, I think I have a very good topic, which I don't know if both of you would like to take or not. This one is actually you'll be going under Dr. Lee, not me, but I am also in the team for that particular project. It's actually we are developing what we call polymer piles, okay, using recycled materials. Actually, if this is successful, okay, it's going to be a business opportunity for those of you who are involved, you see, because especially for the both of you who has actually connection in the industry, you probably know some manufacturers, and you probably have the money and also have the interest to develop this, because we are developing polymer piles using recycled material like PVC, and also PP, and also PET, okay? This one here the design is almost ready actually. They are doing a lot of lab work now. They're doing a lot of lab work because we're working with another material engineers, who is actually our colleague as well. And he is testing all the material now, okay? And then Dr. Lee actually has a student currently now doing the spreadsheet for the sizes of the pile, like what are the length, what are the sizes that is most optimum based on the character of that material, because we are mixing new material. We are mixing like maybe virgin PVC, then 100%, and then we will have like completely 100% recycled PVC, and then we will mix and mix and mix until we come to a mix that is most stable. Then the student will have this particular student who is graduating at the moment, she has already got that spreadsheet, and she's already got, like, if you key in the character of the material, like the modulus of elasticity and all that, then it will produce the best strength power based on that particular material. So what we need the next student to do is to model it in computer. So let's say we have a size of 150 versus 150. The thickness is 10 mm, for example. Then the length is 3 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter. Then we will need the new student to put it into a computer modeling. Let's say you put load on top, and then to see the behavior of the piles. So this one will need somebody maybe who is consistently in consultancy or structure to be able to do that. And I think the first person that come to me is Roland, because I feel like you maybe have staff in the office, even the junior staff, that when you try out the modeling, maybe you can try for a few, and then you can teach this guy to do it, and then he will be able to help you to even do the results, do a few, continue do a few, I mean, like, we wouldn't know, honestly speaking. I'm teaching you all the bad thing, but
Sure.
you got to use your resources creatively, you don't have to be so constrained, like I must do everything myself, you see. And then if you want
capable.
yeah. And the program that we're using is Abacus, you see. And Dr. Lee, the husband, is actually a structural PhD. So he will teach you how to use the Abacus to do the modeling. So let's say if you want your staff to come as well, then you can get one of your staff to come and learn it together with you, so that when you are free, when you're not free, you can at least get him or her to help you to finish up the modeling. But of course, you need to know how to do it. Like if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to read the strand and all that, then later oral presentation, after anything also you don't know, then Marty, like
Will do it, doctor. I
yeah.
need to do it by myself. This I think a challenge for me lah. Otherwise, if I don't do it, any tricky question, then I lock into the oral. We can always, we can always try to so-called a bit bluff lah kan, in the
Yeah.
back. Tapi when come to the client kan, you cannot bluff the
Yeah.
client. No, you
You
must
know.
know the things. I need to learn. Don't worry, I will learn.
I mean, this is only a suggestion. I mean, whether you want to do it or not is up to you. I mean, it's a suggestion, and whether you're confident enough to do it or not. I mean, it's really, we respect the student's choice, huh? But you already say you have a slack that you already have to design and you want to do value engineering. For this part also, once you finish modeling, we need you to do some value engineering as well. Do the costing, and do the optimum, like if we change the shape, if we change the size, how will that affect the cost, you see? So, and the value of the tile and all that. There will be a cost element in it lah, that
Okay.
I will be working with the student on that as well. So the timing is perfect lah, because this semester you're only doing literature review, and also introduction. So Dr. Lee's student is already last semester. She's finishing up on the spreadsheet for the shapes and all that. And that one will finish by December, you see. She is in her third sem, you're in your first sem. And then when she finishes, you take over and you can do the second part lah, basically. I mean, you can continue her work in February, you see, when the semester starts. And then you
Correct.
finish up, yeah. So that will be this is actually quite perfect arrangements lah, huh? And
Yes.
as for, you think about it, both of you, and Macquarie, the other day you say you want to try out that time project. For me, is why do I say that it's a bit unsuitable for you? Because the idea, that is my particular project. I am actually
Okay.
developing, I actually have a schedule. I have actually developed a schedule that I can
Okay.
that I can count risk. For example, if I'm a project manager now, I say this particular schedule is this particular activity is 8 days. Then I will, next to it, I have some risk calculation. You see, I need to calculate that risk. And then if that risk is high, I may have to increase the time by 50% or 20% or 10%, and then the schedule will lengthen. So at the end of the day, the schedule that you produce, that you generate out, is not going to be just a schedule. It will be a schedule that has calculated risk in it. Okay?
Oh, good, very
This
good, doctor.
project,
It's actually similar like the life insurance punya risk. You put something and then they will calculate for you. It's very good. Yeah.
yeah. So this one here, it's actually a project that is cut into 3 parts. Okay, I want to actually finish it. Meaning that the first part is actually done by my previous RP students, and these previous RP students, she has collected all the risk data. Okay, meaning that she has collected from JKR, all the 5 years project from JKR, Sarawak, what has happened that causes delay in their projects.
Okay.
And it's almost entire, the project amount was actually 95 or 93 for the past 5 years up to 2019. Okay, so it was 2015 all the way to 2019, and some project hasn't finished yet, so we cannot finish collecting the data lah. So then she also did a survey on different type of project, like let's say civil work, structural work, what kind of risk you will face. So she has got the risk, a lot of risk data now. So we need the next student now to develop that framework. Like for example, if you are actually now we know that we want our schedule and risk to be together. Okay, but I need you to understand how to calculate that risk bit. You need to develop that risk bit and then combine that with the schedule. And if it's really mature, we will either get the student themselves to come up with a program. Okay, program means a computer program or an Excel or something, you know. But our idea was actually we will get a proper IT person to help us lah, like to develop this program. But the framework has to be there. You know, like how you do the calculation, you input where and where and where, and then you will get output what and what and what, you know, that sort of things. We need a proper framework. So if that framework is not done, even if I give to the IT, like a programmer, they cannot do the programming. So at the end of the day, what I am looking at is to have a program, a computer program that I click, I put in all my activities, then I put in my expected schedule, and then I will do my risk assessment for all the activities next to it, immediately next to it, I key it in, and then it will come up with a risk profile for the activities, and then it will calculate a new duration. You can pick a new duration for your new schedule. So then the schedule will come up, blah, 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 you know, like Microsoft, like that, you know, you will come up with a whole schedule, you know, so it's a risk incorporated schedules. So I feel like these sort of things may be a bit very theoretical. So I'm not sure how well you will handle very theoretical things, you see. Because you are from the industry, I think your strength would be to use the data that you have in the industry, like at your workplace now. That would be the easiest for you. This topic is interesting, but if you cannot quietly sit down and calm yourself and read and, you know, design the risk assessments, you will not be able to finish, you see. So that's why I say I don't know if it's suitable for you, because most of the time you guys will be on site running around, you know, and you don't have that kind of stability, you know, and the calmness to finish up the project. But I could be wrong, you know, so I need you to tell me, you know. But if you do prefer that you want to use data that is from your current project, then I can think of other topics, then we can discuss other things that will be more suitable for you. This is what I have, you see. So I'm not going to be forcing you to do what I have. You know, I want you to tell me what you have also and see if we can find a balance point, and, you know, or I can introduce you to other lecturers, or, you know, I can create a new topic. You know, it's very flexible. So we have to be happy, you know, when we do this research project. You know, I don't want to be angry and start chasing you and scolding you. You know, you all are very mature students. You are like my peers, you know, honestly, you know, I see you both as my peers, you know, and somebody that I feel like I can even communicate on a very professional level. So I do not want to use that tone, you know, on you guys, you see. So, yeah, like not a teacher-student kind of tone. I don't like that, you see. So I prefer it's a very professional relationship line. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So McCurry, if this project is at the beginning, like when you have to collect, like my student collect the risk data, definitely I will ask you to do it, because I'm sure you can use all your old projects, you know, and then use the delays and all that in the whatever project that you've done for the past 10 years, you know, that you can go back and collect it, you know. And that will be actually very easy for you. But now we are at the stage that we need to create that framework. I don't need you to run around inside. I need you to sit down quietly and do a lot of reading and a lot of design of that program, you see. It's at the end of the day, your result will be what input you're going to have, what output you're going to have, you know. Even though it's not a proper program yet, you know, I don't expect the student to be able to do the program yet, but you know, at least that program will be able, that framework will be able to go to a programmer and they can do it, you see. Okay. So what do you think, the both of you? I mean, I'm very open to you. Let you guys talk now.
Okay. Nolan?
Yeah, I think for me, basically, we are no lah, we accepting any challenge given to us lah, because we are in the industry. Once the job came to us, whatever it requires kan, we have to so called fulfill it lah. As long we do it step by step. So I think for me, any also can for me, because we already get used to this one. Polymer also good, modeling also good. Because we can do modeling is no, I have no problem with one. I'm okay with the suggestion of
Yeah, I mean, but then of course both is good. I understand that you are very willing to take the challenge, but I also want it to be the best way, the easiest way for you to get this degree also, and also of course you take the challenge. Also, I want it to be something that maybe in the future you can use, and all that, If you do like let's say if you do the polymer, then you should also bear in mind that you'll be accessing a lot of very confidential information now. Because
Sure.
there is a grant that is by the Sarawak Research and Development Council. So this
Wow, very
polymer,
good.
this polymer grant, we will definitely have something that at the end of the day we'll be talking about IP and all that lah, and
Correct. Yeah.
then
We,
obviously
I can sign the act the what do you call act the one cannot tell people what. Don't worry.
non-disclosure agreement,
Yeah, yes. Don't worry. I can send the one.
Yeah,
No
but
problem.
also, I mean, I want it to also be a potential business opportunity. Who knows, then you from Sabah, after you do this project, you can say that, hey, I think this is a good business opportunity, and then you can get investor. When I tell you go Sabah and you open the polymer polymer plant,
I call you doctor.
polymer house
Yeah.
factory, because the idea of this is to actually end it up using in all the low loading structure, like for example, drainage. It's going to we want it to replace bakau pau. Because in Sarawak, we use a lot of bakau pau. So our construction, in KK, maybe you will do a lot of like Belian paper posts and all that, for those sort of construction.
Yes.
And RC is too expensive and it's too, you cannot go so small, to do RC pau just for drainage. So we want something light, and then something that you can carry around on site, and then just, do the piling, like for water chamber, anchor block, drain, sewage, tank, that manhole, that sort of thing. So yeah, so that is the idea, So I mean, if any one of you are thinking that, maybe this can be a good business opportunity also, then you should consider
In
that
the future.
yeah. And then if it's developed and then you're also part of the team to develop this, then when you buy the IP for because this sort of IP in Unimas is very cheap one, It's probably less than 50,000 you can get the IP already. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because our commercialization is actually very, how do you call very weak at the moment. The university wants to do commercialization.
No wonder they have all this research got stuck in the archive. They didn't manage to go up and then become commercialized.
No,
Then we are importing technology from China from everywhere outside from Malaysia.
Yeah, because it's actually at the moment very, very the universities are actually putting a lot of effort into commercialization. So they will start at very low price, But this one, because we have the SRDC involved, if they can sell to KK 50K, can we sell Sarawak here 50K, So I think that will probably be okay for SRDC, Yeah, but we really don't know, what they are expecting out of this, But like I say, the first come, first win, that kind of thing, Yeah. Like if let's say when the commercialization things start to get better, in Unimas, then who knows, in the future, one IP, they will call for different price already, yeah. Now some IP that our researchers sell only 20-30K only.
Alamak.
These people also laugh until don't know how,
Yeah,
because
very kesian lah.
they just want to fulfill the KPI for commercialization, so they will set the price very low.
See.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So, okay, doctor.
mm,
Yeah. So basically, Roland and myself is doing group or individuals RP.
you have to do individual RP, but then if your
Individual.
title is similar, of course, the both of you can collect data together lah. And
Yes,
then
collect data
share
together.
your data
Okay.
also. That is another thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. If you have both of you have a topic that you feel like is interested to you and you have a lot of data that you want to share, then we can actually discuss it here also.
I see.
Mm.
But actually, I have proposed also,
Mm.
but I don't know whether it's suitable for my RP or not. So basically, my title will be construction management, the role of motivation in employees' performance. Is that okay?
Can you repeat that again?
Construction management,
Mm.
the role of motivation in employees' performance.
Oh,
It's more
Oh,
to the attitude of this on site. That's why the certain project is delaying because of this role of motivation in employee at site lah.
mm. Yes, I mean, that
Yeah.
is very important. This is something that I've actually wanted to explore for a long time because I myself, as a project engineer last time in the industry before I joined the academic, right? The
Yeah,
problem
I
is
see.
the moment you come to the site, they are not
Yeah.
motivated in terms of quality. They are not motivated in terms of safety. So you have to push
Yeah.
them to wear their safety equipment. You have to push them to. They don't understand why they need to pour concrete that way. They don't understand why. They just don't care. Basically, our workforce
Yeah.
plan actually, and
Yeah.
our professional layer is a big gap.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
if you
doctor.
want to do topic like that, I definitely support you. Definitely support you. I think that would be something that you can collect a lot of
Because-
data from. Yeah.
Yeah, because I foreseen my project here is behind schedule 30%, so it's gonna be going to die already. So I intend to do this some research for my RP lah because of the many things lah in outside and in the office team also. So it's actually a combination. So lots of things to increasing the cost. So that will be one of the factors the project will be delayed lah.
Can-
And then justifying project during a preliminary stage and hidden certain things on site. So after they excavate the site, then they found out some of the squatters houses inside the land, so need to tackle care with the local authority and a lot of difficulty, and then involving lots of money lah, like land acquisitions and the compensations and all this. So I intend to do this construction management in the role of motivations lah.
I will refine your topic a little bit. I will refine it. I will get back to you on this. And Roland,
Okay, sure.
what do you think? Which one do you think you want to do, or you want to go back to do your SLAT one for your value engineering? Also can.
Yeah, I try to study first. This one is the polymer and abacus. The same time I will do some drafting lah. So that I can know where I'm actually supposed to land with supervisors. Because I think now we are going do this value engineering of this flats and also. So now I can see the result because the foundation will be in 6 months. So before I graduate, I think I can produce not only the design but up to the actual stage lah. How long it was spent to do this one. Everything will be fully recorded.
Oh, you mean the one that you proposed previously on the SLAT? Is it?
Yes, because we were going to do the one in my current project. It's a very fast track, so within 6 months, I'm expecting the foundation to be complete lah. So by the end of this year, about next year, Before then, I can show the result from the design, the execution until the defect or anything lah, company. So it's actually comprehensive.
Actually, if you want to proceed with that one, I can actually refer you to Dr. Lee as well, because she is doing a little bit more on building, materials and that sort of things, you see. So she's doing a bit like more like project management. Hers is her focus. Her focus is not so project management. Her focus is more onto like thermal comfort, building materials, and then the different materials that they use for building to make it more comfortable and all that. And then she's also doing beam and all that. That's why she's in my team. But her husband also is a structural expert. So if she has any very, very structural kind of question, the husband can help lah. Because if I refer you to a pure structural lecturer like Prof. Ng Chi Kung or Dr. Abdul Razak, these people, I feel like maybe their knowledge in value engineering is a bit low, you see. It's a little bit low. So they may not want to take because they feel like they don't know how to do the value engineering bit, you see. So they can guide you in the structure bit, but they cannot guide you in the value engineering bit. So if it's Dr. Lee, let me talk to her, see if she's confident enough to actually take you as a student. So you can either do the polymer piles with her, or you can do your slab value engineering with her. And when it comes to the value engineering bit, I will sort of more or less help her lah. But then she will be a bit her knowledge on value engineering is not high. Because she's not expertise in that area. Okay. I have a better expertise, but I am not confident in taking you because the structural component is very strong, you see, quite strong. So I also feel like later on, if I really didn't do well in the structure bit, then, you will be affected, you see. So we need somebody who is a combination of both kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah, like
Okay,
the structure plus the value kind of thing. Yeah. Because even if you do the polymer pile, she will be guiding you completely in the structural bit, the modeling bit. Then I will come in and help you with the value engineering bit, you see. So I think that would be the best case. You go under her, then me and her, we normally work as a team. We don't bother with this sort of full student. Is it a full student? Is not. Like we don't go and count so much, not so calculative lah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So do you mind?
I agree.
Do you mind just to use this weekend? Because like I said, you've only got 12 weeks and this is week 2 already. Okay. And I need you to use this weekend to really think about which topic you want to do. And before that, if you have any very simple design on the slab that you are, just a page or two, or some very simple documents about the usage of that slab and something like that, do you mind to email me and let me talk to her?
Yes, can.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do the abstract. I will do the abstract and the background. Then it's easy for me to put what is the title, because the title is a problem juga. Sure. I give you everything. I give you both.
You let me have a look at that. I mean, don't give me everything because just give me one page of what this is all about. And what is the background of your project and what this lab is used for, and where is this, what is the changes that you're going to be making in the slab, and then you show me a picture of the original design of the slab. Then from there, I can talk to her.
Okay, sure, can.
So let's say, then we will have maybe another meeting next week. Maybe Monday or Tuesday is a public holiday for us. Then maybe by Wednesday, we can confirm the topic. Okay. So you think about whether you want to embark onto polymer piles or you want to embark onto this, you want to finish up value engineering with your slab. Okay. So let me write the title here. So study of your value engineering of, what is the structure that you're looking at?
Flat slab.
Flat slab, huh?
Yeah, flat slab system.
Flat slab system. Okay. For
For the apa ni, foundation.
foundation. Okay, okay.
Yes, it's also similar lah, but the one is piling, but this one is they're using the flat slab. Normally, this one is only on the upper ground, but this one it touch itu apa ni, part of the so-called pet putting lah, but also part of the rough putting lah. So this all combination lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just put substructure lah, huh?
Yeah, substructure.
Yeah.
Substructure.
Value engineering of flat system for substructures in normally what sort of buildings you're looking at, high rise or
No,
just
a single story now, because this is the easiest one we allow, because the high one we're not familiar, so we don't allow this system in the high rise.
you know
So we
what,
just use it apa ni. Yeah.
I think just go ahead and do this. Honestly, I feel like this topic is good. And what I can do is I put you under, I will talk to Dr. Lee and I will issue a letter for her husband. Also Dr. Lee from Curtin University, Miri, which is even nearer to you. I will
Yes.
I will go and put him as a co-supervisor. I'll issue a letter for him as a co-supervisor and ask him to co-supervise you on this. So it's the wife's
Yes, Indian,
project, he has
actually,
to
we
help
have-
the wife no matter what.
Actually kan, we have a collaborator in 13, called Dr. Daniel. He's a specialist in the structure also. Daniel what? Forgot the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
So
lah.
you are
Maybe
okay
they can know
if,
each other.
yeah. If you are okay if Dr. Lee's husband is involved in this,
Yes, anything. Very good, because we need to know, because with this one appear to be okay in Sabah. Together with the seismic, only the any, but together with the seismic, this will change a lot of the industry, because doing structure very take time one. The most difficult time is the substructure, always affected by the weather. This one happened to be okay. Then the way to do sub foundation will be different. They started to change already.
so this is going to be something like this. So you send me the documents by tomorrow evening if possible.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
I will have a talk with her. Meanwhile, you also consider if you want to try the polymer tile, that would be something very different for you. That one will be like I say using Abacus lah, the software Abacus, and then if you want, you can get one or two of your staff to come and join as well. Yeah, so that they can help you also with the, let's say if you need to model like 10 or 20, at least you can do 5 yourself, and then the rest you can get somebody to help you with it. Yeah, if you're really busy.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
that one is
Yeah.
a bit
Because I also need to understand the from Dr. Lee juga. Because this one is new to me. I need to do some reteacher study, reading.
Yeah.
So I need to I have a session also with Dr. Lee if I want to put the polymer. But I try to put my idea on the first one, value engineering.
and
After that only I see how whether which one, because I only have 1 year already.
yes.
1 year.
And we will meet you again on Wednesday to confirm everything.
Boleh, thank you.
Okay.
Boleh.
Now, Macquarie, let me refine your topic. So we are
Okay,
looking
doctor.
at structure management. This is motivation of product.
Employees.
I want
Yeah,
to
because
include the word
Okay.
productivity in the picture.
okay.
Activity, increase activity, study of the. I don't want to focus on motivation. Okay, I don't want to focus
Okay.
on motivation. I want to focus on the overall study of why our ground staff are not motivated. Okay, especially when it comes to
Ground
and safety.
Okay, ground staff or employee? We call it instead of staff, employee. Is it possible?
No. I think we want to do like employee is too big. Employee is including professional
Okay.
people like
Okay.
young engineers, site engineers, part of work and all that.
Okay, good.
I want to fully
Okay,
focus on supervision team and below.
Okay, good. Okay, noted.
So studies of methods or we just do a bit of brainstorming now. Study of
Yes.
methods to not really study of challenges and barriers, workers, construction, workers, level of productivity, something to build on here. Level of productivity of construction workers in engineering project or in construction industry, of workers in construction industry, I think. So what level of productivity? We all know that the level of productivity is low at the moment, but then we don't really want to claim that it is low. Like you already say in the title that it's low, So
Okay.
or we can say that problems and challenge something like that, no? Problems and challenges associated. Okay, this is getting better. Associated with level of productivity of workers in construction industry. Okay. So this can be a title, okay?
Okay. What is it?
Then the focus that we're gonna have is maybe either you focus, I think we can focus in quality lah. I think quality would be something that is more serious at the moment.
Yes.
Not sure if we do it together with safety, would that be too much, But we
Yeah,
can just
quality.
focus on quality at the moment. And this is going to be
Okay.
applicable for the both of you. When the title
Okay.
is being confirmed, what you need to do now, the title is being given to you and I. I mean, like it's given by me, it's suggested by yourself. And
Okay.
but you see, we cannot go in as an academician and say that, because my supervisor gave me the title, so I am doing this title, you see. So as an
Yeah,
academician,
exactly.
we need to prove your title. So literature
Yes.
review, your RP1 is your is two chapter.
Okay.
Chapter 1 and 2. Okay. And honestly speaking, I normally my practice is you go for your lit review first, your literature review.
Okay.
And this literature review is chapter 2.
Okay.
And chapter 2, there's two parts to it. Okay. The first part that you need to give me literature review in, because I've already met the other two students on Wednesday last week. They have already been given a task of literature review. I've also asked them to hand it in to me by the 29th of October, your first draft. Okay. And then I will meet you guys again in like my team lah. I call it my team lah in November, early November. Okay.
Only
And
November.
then I
Okay.
will comment on your literature review, what to add and all that, and then move on stage by stage and by week. Because you see, once literature review is done, same goes with Roland. If you've done your literature review so well, writing chapter 1 will not take you more than 2 weeks. Okay.
Okay.
So you have the maximum up to about week 10 to do your chapter 2. Okay, 10 weeks to do your chapter 2. That is about two months plus. Okay, to do your chapter 2.
Okay.
And then once this chapter 2 is done, for RP1, you just have to shift some of the information to do your chapter 1. Remember, I say this because I don't want students, I talk about this later on. When the first draft comes, they write, chapter 1, introduction, blah, 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 blah. They write the whole chapter 1. So I tell them that, no, I already tell you, I don't want to see chapter 1 until week 11, week 12. Because chapter 1, as a researcher, you start off with your chapter 2. But as an examiner, we read your chapter 1. Okay? So then once you finish your chapter 2, it only takes about 2 weeks to finish your chapter 1. Then during the break time, like after you finish exam, okay, you can transfer some information from your literature review to your chapter 3. So before the next sem starts, your chapter 3 is already almost complete. So your next sem is chapter 3 and data collection. So then you have more time for data collection. So data collection is the time that you sit down, you go to do interviews, you go and look at project documents, or whatever. Then from there, you will collect all your data, and then we write your data 1 and your chapter 3 and 4 in RP2. Then after that, let's say some students, they say that my RP2, my data collection, not very complete, not finished yet. But it's okay. You present first whatever you have. Let's say it's 80%. Then RP3, once you go for your break, I will get you to continue collecting data. Like my students now, they are doing payment, that particular payment project. So he finished collecting data, more or less finished collecting data for the ECP, but he hasn't finished collecting for contractor. So I get him to do it in RP3 until now. Because RP3 later only write discussion and conclusion. That one is a lot faster one. Okay. So this is my plan for all the students that I have. That is under myself. You see, so you do your literature review first. So what you literally have to do is you have to search for journals. You have to search for research papers that is related to your topic. So you read your topic, problems, challenges, productivity, okay, and also productivity maybe in terms of quality of work, then construction industry, workers, you see. So these are the few keywords that you're going to see in your title. So what you need to do is you need to go and find, I like my literature review to be a storytelling. So you have to write like a triangle upside down. The top bit of the triangle is very broad. You talk about construction industry. So you write 2 or 3 paragraphs on what is construction industry. Construction industry is a multiple activities, it consists of what, and it consists of different people working in the industry and all that, So all this is written not by yourself. You don't sit down and imagine how to write. You have to go and read construction industry, and then you take from other people. Literature review is everything from other people. Okay? Nothing from yourself.
Okay.
So and so says that construction industry is a complicated, multi-layer, discipline kind of industry, so it has to be spoken by somebody. It is not just you, like, I sit here and write, whatever. So even if you quote me, it has to be thing 2020 mention that, construction is a complicated industry that comprises of different activity, or a very simple definition, construction industry comprises of the construction of infrastructure, building structures, and all that. There is many type of projects such as wharf, jetty, airport, water dam, hydro dam, manufacturing factories, houses and buildings, shopping malls.
Yes.
So it has to be from
Yes.
something as big as that, as wide as that, and then you talk about that in about 2 or 3 paragraphs. But the point that you are bringing here is that the construction industry, at the end of that particular 3 or 4 paragraph, 2 or 3 paragraph, you have to be able to sort of like guide the reader to read and get a feel that you want to talk about people, So at the end of that particular section, you must write that, it comprises construction. Like at the end of every section, you can have a summary of your own. So the above shows that workers is a very critical force in the industry. Their level of productivity will matters in terms of the success or failure of a project. Okay, so if you can conclude your section 1 like that, then your section 2, like 2.2, then you talk about construction workers. Construction workers, they are skilled, semi-skilled, general workers. They are people who with license, such as the main layers, the plumbers, the electrical wirer, the steel welder, and then there are general workers. So you write about the people, the workers, and all that. And then you write about the current situation with the workers. Okay. Yeah. So what I mean by current situation is under that particular section, you can write things. You can find information like, what is the challenges in managing these workers? Okay. What are the problems associated with these workers? What is the current situation like? So you can, under that particular worker section, you can have a subsection, or you can actually have a new section 2.3. Instead of 2.2.1, you can have 2.3. You are talking about literature, not what you see on your site. What you see on your site can be a guideline. Like let's say if you see problem with motivation, you see problem with bad quality, or maybe you can even write about generally what are the problems with the construction industry, such as delay, cost overrun, quality, bad quality, unfinished project, and also things like I don't know, like what else is some of the major thing, like construction accidents that is rampant and all that. You can write what the general ones are like, like. So let me put it here on the chat box. So you go for construction industry first. What is construction industry? Okay. And then you go to the workers, type, etc. Like workers, type, just an introduction on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can do this. After you write your construction industry, you write about problems in Malaysian construction industry. Okay. And this will be dealing with people, dealing with schedule, dealing with cost, dealing with quality, dealing with safety, So you can have a whole solid section on problems with Malaysian construction industry, or problems associated with Malaysian construction industry. And then from this, you zero it down to quality and workers.
Okay.
And then you have a section that talks about workers. Who are they? Type of workers. And all the challenges and problems associated with construction workers,
Okay.
then why is it that the issues are still around, you know? So
Okay.
these are, like, this is like a pyramid. So your top of pyramid is like very broad.
Yeah.
And then as you come down,
Okay.
get smaller and smaller and smaller, you are actually leading your reader to that kind of situation, like whereby you're trying to prove
Yeah.
that you want to do this research, because from the literature review, you can see that, even though there are a lot of training that's been given to workers, the problem with quality on site still persists, and the level of productivity are still low, for example.
Yeah.
So if you can focus on that, maybe the word productivity, we have to sort of fine tune it with something like, yeah. Because if we're looking
Yeah.
at quality, then we have to look into
Quality.
yeah. So then
So the so meaning to say the main tattoo will be the quality, isn't it?
yeah. So maybe you can talk about problems and challenges associated with quality quality of work. Okay. Related to
Quality of work.
quality of work related to workers in the construction industry. Yeah. Something like that. If you look at
Okay.
productivity,
Quality of work related to the workers in the industry.
yes. I think that would be interesting. Yeah. Something to
Yeah. Quality.
you feel like it's
It's different that
are you more confident to do the quality bit?
yeah, I try. Yeah.
Because if productivity, then we're looking at how fast they complete the job. Let's say if the bricklayer is supposed to do 100 bricks a day, then their productivity are
Yeah.
low. That one is about productivity.
But I can, yeah, if part of this, maybe I can do some arguments how fast they're going to construct. But my argument is I set it there lah. Because this one is the intent is the readers must understand how I present to the readers lah. But no matter how the productivity is the big title, but I'm still based on the physical work that I have facing every day. So I might be arguing my this productivities lah. But maybe in conclusion, I will edit how to counter how to solve this problematic error in the future.
Yes,
okay?
of course. I mean, you have to have a proposal on the what you can do in the future lah. So now
Yeah.
the literature review bit is you follow this sort of structure, so that when you come to because you need to focus. You see, you cannot just the problem with I do not like, especially with people who are actually very, very long time in the construction industry, coming back to the start to the mission work, is because you think that you know all the answer already. You see, so but to the mission, doing a research project, we have to wipe away your current thinking about the answer. You see, and to leave it until the end. You want everything to be proven here. Before you can say that, I myself, I know a lot of the problems. I know how to solve them. But if you write a thesis without all this proof to support you, you are not going to convince the examiner that, this solution is from a research. It becomes a solution from McCurry, so who is going to trust McCurry, correct or not?
Yeah.
Who is going to trust Roland, you see? So
Yeah.
that is why we do masters, we do PhD, because that research, it means that problem, you also go and research. Challenges, you also go and research. Then current technique of improvement, you also go and research. And then how come you've got this technique, but the problem is still there? So is there a better way of doing things? So therefore, you want to find out. Okay? That is how
So I might be Yeah, based on the literature review, I can support with my secondary data lah. With the if I can get the primary data, maybe okay.
No,
So
no,
I
no,
try
no,
my
no,
best
no,
lah
no, no,
to
no.
get
Please
some
don't
data.
think like
Huh?
that.
Is
I
it?
want you to
Cannot?
finish. I want you
Oh,
to just think about your literature review. Get everything from your literature
okay,
review
okay,
first. This literature review that I'm
okay,
highlighting at the moment, you can see from my chat box, if you finish writing up to this, the problems
sorry,
associated
yeah,
with quality and construction workers, then
yes,
you can see that what are the current efforts. Okay, this bit here, after you finish, I
okay,
want you to tell me that, okay, from all the literature that I have read, I have come to a conclusion that it is important to do this research because we need to be sure about the problems with construction workers that is associated with quality. Okay, and we want to study why the current effort is not working. That is the conclusion that I need you to reach. Because in chapter 1 later,
okay,
this bit will be your problem statement.
okay,
Your chapter 1 has number 1, definition. So you need to define construction industry, quality, workers, all these things need to be defined. And then after that, there must be a section 1.2 on problem statement. And number 3, the aim and objective of the project. So until if you finish a good literature review up until
okay,
this bit, you should be able to do your problem statement and your aim and objective. Okay, the aim is to study the
okay,
quality problems associated with workers. Okay, the objective is smaller. Okay, objective is much more smaller. Objective is like to study the problems with workers, to study the barriers, to study, very small things in order to fill up that particular aim. Yeah. So after that, after you finish this bit, then I will get you to do the second bit of the literature review. That is previous research. So if previous research that has been done in other country, in other university, that is maybe they study productivity, maybe they study cost overrun, maybe they study other things, but their technique of studying, you need to get from 5 or 6 different research that has been done, and you look at their method of studying this topic. If they use survey, if they use case studies, what parameters they use, and what sort of calculation formula they use, So you actually take that and you apply that into your research. So you see, there's 2 parts to literature review. So it's just like Roland, for example. You can tell me that, let's say the polymer pile. You can tell, at the end of the day, we want you to tell me that, okay, in previous research that is done by other people, they have used finite elements, and this is the study result produced by these people. And then some people use abacus, and some people use esteem or whatever. Then, but this is what other people have done to do modeling, okay, and the advantages and disadvantages. So in your project in chapter 3 is the one that you say that my method, I'm going to use abacus, you see. So we don't want you to just simply jump and say that I want to do abacus. You have to study what other people have done first before you can decide what you want to do, you see. So McCurry, without the research that has been done, you cannot say that I'm going to propose my secondary data and all that. You don't have it, You don't have it. You need to
okay,
collect it. But how do you collect it?
collect,
How do you want to collect your data, you see? Do you want to use a case study for your project alone? But if you use the word case study, it has to be an idea that you actually see from many, many other research that they have done this and they use these parameters, and therefore I will borrow from them and I will also use case study. I will study with these sort of parameters, and how do I grade these sort of parameters? So it's like, you say you want to use observation, for example. You simply cannot say that observation. You have to write that, you see that from other research study that people use observation. And what do they observe? What parameters they observe? You understand now? So don't jump too fast. Take it step by step.
Yes. Okay.
And forget about what you see. Forget about what you see now. Forget about what you see in the site now. Forget about all your knowledge on site. Just focus on academic exercise.
Okay, that's good.
Academic exercise is like, I give you a topic now. You don't know anything about this topic. You want to find out more about this topic. That is the attitude. Then your RP is going to work, you see. So I think you take a look at my suggestion here in the chat box later. And then this recording is being recorded as well. So you can come back to it and listen again to this part, especially around the 1 hour, 1 minute bit. So around that time, 55 minutes part, and then you can go through this again and see. You need to come up with a literature review. It has to be from a lot of other literature.
Okay.
It is tough, I mean, literature review honestly is the toughest for any students in any research studies, because it's really kosong, like kosong. You are kosong, and then some people are really kosong, they go and find out. Some people have a lot of ideas, but when it comes to literature review, they use so much of their idea, they forgot that literature review is supposed to be, you have to find out. You have to go and read and get a lot of study from other places, other details, not like in Singapore or in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Australia, in US, UK. It has to be from a lot of places so that you can have a good research, you see. You are reading other people's work. So it's the hardest, it is the hardest because like I'm throwing you into a pool. You say you know how to swim, okay? It's the example like this. I know you know how to swim, correct or not? Maybe your swimming style is Hong style. Your head is up there, your hand is down there, correcting, but you still can swim, no doubt, okay? But when you go to a proper teacher to learn, they will force you to get rid of all this old style and then do it the proper way. Do your kicking, do your hands, do your body, do your floating, and you feel like, ayo, how come so basic one? So, but unfortunately, in order to end up with the good posture of swimming, you must go through these basic things. Okay?
Okay, understood.
Okay, so I think let's refine your title a little bit. Study of quality related issues. Study of workers. Issue. So maybe you can just stick to this title first. At the end of the day, I'm sure one of the solution is motivation. You can have a framework, but you have to find out that, motivation is a problem. So our workers are not motivated. And therefore, you're proposing how to motivate them. that is your solution. You may have that solution already, but we need to do the research that comes down to that solution, you see. But if even before you say motivation is a solution, you know, we have to know that motivation is a problem, kan? If we quality of work, if we don't even prove that motivation is a problem, how can you say that you want to use motivation as a solution? You understand?
Yeah. Okay. Understand. Yeah.
Okay. So same goes with Roland as well. Whatever I say now actually will be applicable to you exactly the same way. When you do your literature review, you have to go from very, very general issue under very, very general things. Like, for example, if let's say you choose the polymer pile, example, you will be talking about your literature review will probably start off with the use construction industry and the use of materials. And then you need to talk, then you will have a portion that talks about bakau piles and talk about how bakau pile is an environmental problems, you know, and all that. And then going down, you talk about recycling is also another issue that is wide in Malaysia. We have a lot of things that is being thrown, like, you know, now with the COVID, we have a lot of food packets, you know, that's been thrown away and it has been polluting the sea and all that. So you go for very big things first, and then you talk about, then you combine, you know, at the middle of your triangle, you start to combine your bakau piles, you know, like the environmental issue. Now we're trying to create a pile that can actually replace bakau pile and solve the problem for the environmental with plastics, for example, or polymers, for example. You know, then we start this recycling effort. You see, so then your problem statement is there already. You see, so you go for big, small. Even if you go for the flat slab one, you'll be talking about what is construction industry and the use of a lot of work revolving around structures, you know, and then substructures, and what is substructures, definition of substructures, and what is pad footing, what is rough footing, and then what is slab systems, how is this slab systems involved in these substructures, you know. So you talk about those very, very theoretical things, you know, that is in books, in journals and all that. And then now, then what are the problems associated with the current flat slab systems that is used for substructures, you know, and you go into detail of the different problems and all that. And then slowly you move into talking about designing a flat slab systems that is specially for substructures, for low-rise building, you know. Then you're proving your case. Your first bit of the literature review, you need to prove your case, prove your topic. Then after that, the next bit is to prove your method, how you want to do this research. You take an example from other universities, from other researchers, from other countries. They have done it before, or they have done similar work before, and what are their techniques in doing this? And then you borrow from them, you see. So the first part of the literature review will take about 70%. Why? Because it is for you to understand your topic. It is for you to understand the problems associated with your topic. It is for you to understand your gap, the gap in research, and it is for you to do your problem statement. And then it is also for you to find out, you know, a lot of these parameters that you have seen in the first part of the literature review. It will be applicable in your research later. You may use some of it as your parameters to do your study later. Okay. So my deadline is Karim, my deadline for you is 29th of October. So you have to email me your first draft. Okay.
29 October, yeah.
Yes, which is more on the first half here.
Okay.
You know, this bit here on my chat box, it will be construction industry problems in Malaysia, you know, like construction industry and all its problem, you know. Even you can talk about cost overrun, time delay, you know, and then but focus more on quality. Okay.
Okay.
and then you zero down on qualities and focus on workers and what are the problems related. Then you talk about workers and what are the problems related to workers, people in the industry, the employee, and all that. You know, here if you find articles that talk about our workers are lack of motivation, our workers are lazy, our workers are low pay, our workers have very low standard of living. You know, all of this you have to put it in. Just put it in. Just put it in.
Okay.
Don't filter anything. Just put it in. Okay. Then later the information we will slowly filter it out as you go along the last bit of the pyramid. Okay. Then the most important part is what are the current efforts in improving the work quality of the workers. You know, is there any training that's been given? Maybe the Department of maybe BEM says that all workers, you know, like there must be rulings that says that all workers will go for training, or all workers must get license, you know. But you cannot simply say that because you have experience. It has to be from CIDB car, from BEM car, you know, from, you know, whatever that you must have according to who, you know. So what are the current efforts in improvement in making this situation better? If you can write until there, then we will see how your work is first.
Okay.
All right, huh? So I
Yes,
will
understood.
leave you to it, and then the deadline is 29th. Just email me lah, huh?
Okay, so Doc. Yeah.
I'm not expecting fantastic work at this point in time. At least you've got something covered in all these things that I've spoken about. You have dig out some research paper on that. At least these 3 weeks, if you can complete that, I think I'll be quite happy already. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Doctor, would you mind to write it down in chat box? What is the main title that I'm gonna have it? Is it quality of work related to workers or?
You read the chat box now.
The main title.
Yeah, got study of problems and issues associated with quality of work from workers in the construction industry.
Okay, that will be my main title, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
This title
Sure.
goes
Okay, thank you.
even towards the end, we still can refine it here and there according to whatever you have found out. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Doc.
If motivation becomes a very strong thing here, that you are focusing on, we can actually change the title a little bit towards the end. Now, always we start from a very general title so that you are not limiting yourself.
Okay.
Okay, huh?
Okay, Doc.
I will send you the recording. Later, you book up the recording. All these things will be there also. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah. I'll see you guys.
Okay, Doc. Thank you very much.
Doctor,
Yes.
quick one. I already WhatsApp you the abstract. You see and see ano?
Can.
That if this
Roland
one
is very advanced.
can be because
Yes.
that's how you
Do it.
talking. I
Yeah,
just
do it
do
while it's hot.
my thing lah.
Yeah.
Because this one came up from my mind. I just put it down.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I will
Thank you,
message
Doctor.
Dr. Lee
See ya.
now. Okay. See you, huh?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Roland, you think about the two topics, and then by Wednesday, I will make an appointment with you to speak to Dr. Lee again.